Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. I'm so delighted to have you. This is Leo, Learn English Online with me, Akram Hanno. And we are resuming our webinar, our episode, okay? The episode that we started, I think, roughly 2 months from now. So what I would like to do is just let me remind ourselves about what we have taken as a recap from last week, and then we can dive deep into our new webinar or today's webinar. So let's start by sharing my screen. Here you are. Mr. Muhammad.
Yes.
Can you see my screen now?
Yes, I can.
Okay, thank you, bro. And thank you, Yaguba Traore. Hello? Our brother Traore, can you hear me? Hello? Yaguba Traore. I think what a lovely name. Is just like the current president of Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traore. So it's so honored to have you here, bro. And hopefully that you are from Burkina Faso or Mali. Lastly,
from Mali.
From Mali,
I'm from
right?
Mali. Yes.
From Timbuktu.
No, from Bamako, the capital.
Wow, Bamako. Thank you. Yes,
Yeah.
Bamako. Thank you. And it's really honor to have you here, brother. Yaguba Traore.
The pleasure is mine. Thanks.
Yeah, it's just like I recommend that you might be, or I anticipate that you might be the next president of Mali, like just Ibrahim Traore.
Yeah, inshallah. I figured this is my best hope.
Yeah,
my
thank
best
you.
willing. I'm willing to
Work on it. Work
Thank
on
you
it.
so
You're
much.
gonna become it. Take it till you make it, because now you have seen the Sahel Alliance, right? And your country is one of the
Absolutely.
Sahel Alliance.
Absolutely. Really, I'm on the way.
Yeah, thank you, bro. Thank you to have you here. Yeah,
Thanks
just
for
let's
having me.
remind ourselves as a recap of what we have taken last week. Quickly, just I would like to talk about this. Here we have 4 theories that we just shed the light on them, or we shed the light on them, like behavioralism, nativistic approach, or Chomsky's approach. And then we have yes. Yeah, behavioralism, when it comes to behavioralism, we do recall the renowned linguist B.F. Skinner. Then here we have Noam Chomsky, the American linguist. Both of them are Americans. And then when we are talking about the cognitive approach, we are talking about the Swiss linguist and psychologist Jean Piaget. Then the first one is constructivism, and here we are talking about Lev Vygotsky, the Russian, the former USSR. Behavioralism, quickly, language is a behavior. Language learning is a sort of habit formation, is based on stimulus response chains or stimulus-free chains. And here it is. So I would like to go quickly or go through them, because we tackled this or we addressed this last week. So just let me go quickly as reminding ourselves, refreshing our mind and reconditioning our thinking. Yeah, we talk about this, and if it is punish is going to be negative, and if it's negative, the end goal or the end result is a student or a child unlearn and ends up unlearning. The empty black box is set in terms of input and the output. This is the SR chains. Stimulus, response, reward, reinforcement, and repetition. A typical skill experiment. We talked about this last week. Yeah, stimulus and response and so on. Behaviorist view of LI. This what we tackled last week was language acquisition. Language learning is a matter of producing random sounds which are gradually shaped into understandable words. This is done by reinforcement, positive reinforcement, and negative one, which is not learned. Now we talk about this example, the stimulus, response. Yeah, here a student, an infant is learning or is learned, but the opposite is is no reward, negative, and unlearned. Problems of behaviorist, rats are irrelevant. Then some responses are appropriate in one situation, but the other are inappropriate to another. And we talk about this as this is an example, okay, a nativistic approach. It tries to questions which behaviorism failed to answer. These are the bold questions, 4 questions or questions. Human beings are born with an innate capacity, or in other words, called language faculty, to learn languages. Chomsky called it LAD, language acquisition device. Cognitive, it questions the idea of LAD as being responsible for knowledge of language. And this is exactly what Chomsky proposed in his book Syntactic Structure in the early or the late of the 20th century. In the mid of the 20th century, I think in 1957, the late 50s, okay, when he said that teach the language, not about the language. Teach the language, okay, and not about. So is it as if a language is in a bit distance or stands aloof from the surrounding, from the other, I mean, which are now called the macro linguistics, okay? Now in the modern linguistics or modern day linguistics, they call it macro linguistics. So a language related to sociology, psychology, neurology, physiology, it's just an interdisciplinary area, right? So Chomsky was talking about the idea of just focusing on the language, okay? Teach the language, the rules and the grammar of the language and so on, and forget about around the language, okay? And that was a big difference between Chomsky and Ferdinand de Saussure. This knowledge is determined by general cognitive principles and is opposite to Jean Piaget, the Swiss linguist and psychologist as well. Acquisition is linked with cognitive development and maturity rather than only the knowledge of language. Lev Vygotsky look at it as learning is a process in which a learner construct knowledge based on their past experiences. And here we can see this. The teacher only acts if a teacher, or we start as an infant from their parents, right? As you can see here, teacher is a facilitator, and this is exactly what they call it in BC. I mean, in the British Council, they call in the 21st century skills. Nowadays, they are called global skills, whereby the teacher is a facilitator. Again, Piaget says there are 4 ways. I think someone is. Thank you, brother Yagoba. Thank you. We will stay in contact, okay? And there, by the way, a member of ELTA, Africa ELTA. I'm a member there. Okay? So let's stay in touch. Jean Piaget sees the linguistic development in the child as interaction or interaction between 2 things: development of cognitive capacities as well as development of linguistic experiences. So both of them breaking two gaps or 2 slots. And again here, as you can see, this is what Piaget calls it. He came up with the idea that Piaget came with the idea that Jean Piaget came with the idea that cognitive development stages, there are 4 stages. The first one is sensomotor. The child or an infant is start to just touch things, use 5 sensories, okay, and particularly the test. If they get anything, they grab it and try to eat it and so on, okay? Then pre-operational, concrete operational, and the last one is formal one, formal operational. This is ZPD, a term which is coined by the former Soviet Union psychologist. His name is Lev Vygotsky. He came up with the idea of zone of proximal development, as you can see here. What I can do with help with others, actually. What I can do, this is zone of proximal development. What I can do with the help of others. So there's a gap between 2 things, and here's something in between. This is called the zone of proximal development, between what I can do and what I can do. So there's something in between, which is ZPD. Again, if you look at to the shape here, there are 2 circles, right? The inner one, the nuclei, or the nuclear one, is what I can do as an infant. Okay, so I can try to scroll or crawl. I can try to just, okay, do everything that I can do, okay? Yeah, for him, this is an idea stem from his own research. Okay, he conducted research and came up with the idea that there's a gap, okay, or there's a slot, okay, between what I can do and what I can't do. So there's something in between, okay? So he calls it ZPD or ZPD, zone of proximal development. This in English and in Arabic. And as you can see here, zone of proximal development skills too difficult for a child to master on his own or on her own, right? So they need someone to help. And imagine that you are a father, a parent, and you have an infant that's trying to stand. Okay, so you're gonna help them out with that. You're gonna by giving some. Hello. By try to help him, extend your hand for help, right? With guidance and encouragement from a knowledgeable person. So this is just like what is known and what's unknown. So this is in between. The ZPD is in between. Okay. Just like KWL. Okay, if you remember that. So here we need to guide them and we need to encourage them. So this is a knowledgeable person or the knowledgeable other, whether is parents, whether is a parent, okay, father or mother, or custodian, okay, or maybe a teacher, okay, yes. The distance between the actual development level as determined by an independent problem solving and the level of potential development. So there are two, okay, actual and potential development as determined through problem solving under adult guidance, adult us, right? Or in collaboration with more capable peers. Vygotsky, 1978. This is Jean Piaget, 1896, and died 1980. Vygotsky died under the age of 37, I think. 37, 1996. 1896 and 1934. I think this is what we talked about. This is exactly what we talked about last time. Okay, I think we just stopped here, and now yeah, yes, I guess that we ended up here. I mean, we stopped here. So now let's resume our lesson. I think that is in 20 minutes. We recap and revisited what we have talked about last week. So now it's high time to delve into our new topic. Hello? Hello?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, am I audible now? So everybody can hear me? I mean, is my voice so far so clear?
Yeah, so far so nice, and you're audible and visible as well.
Okay, thank you, bro. So now it is we have Alexander Timothy. Thank you, bro. Thank you for coming up here. Thank you for joining us. It's an honor for us to join us online in this webinar. Timothy.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
it's a
how are you
pleasure.
doing?
I'm in Calabar, Nigeria. I'm a lecturer in the University of Calabar, Nigeria.
Wow, from Nigeria, originally from Nigeria, right?
Yes.
Send my regards, my warmest regards to our uncle, Wally Swenka.
Oh, Walla Shoyinka, yes.
Lafia Kalau?
You speak Hausa? Yeah, yeah,
Bawang
there.
gajiya, ina gidanka.
Lafiya kalau.
Sannu.
Yawwa.
Thank you, bro. Thank you for having you here,
All right,
Alexander. Thank
it
you.
was an enjoyable moment.
Yeah. Let's keep in touch I think you are in Africa Elta, right?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, okay. So we will stay in contact, okay? I'm your brother Akram, Akram Hanno.
It's a pleasure, dear. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, the pleasure's mine too, bro. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay,
thanks.
now let's shed the lights on today's session. Today we're gonna talk about this. Let me share my screen. Okay, let me just share my screen with you. Okay, here we go. What I would like to do is bro, Muhammad, is my screen visible now?
Yes, Dr. Akram. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay, let me just welcome all of you from all over the world, those who are in the north, east, west, all of you from wherever you are, from wherever you are. Thank you very much indeed for joining us in our 8th online webinar with me, Akram Hanno. So I'm delighted, more than delighted. Today, I really feel over the moon by having our friends from different countries joining us. By coming from different countries, actually making this webinar as a global or international webinar. So I'm delighted. So excited to have you all to shed the lights on some areas that some of you are familiar with, and some of our students, yes, we're gonna give them some insights of what we are doing, okay? So now, today's session, we're gonna talk about an intro to linguistics or an introduction into linguistics. So it's something just like what Jackson says. A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. So today's session is the basic foundation of linguistics because we started talking about advanced linguistics. And today's session mainly about introduction. I mean, this is the basis. I mean, it's only an idea of what's linguistics, the meta functions of linguistics, and so on. So by finishing this session, I expected that we will be able to differentiate between linguistics in terms of macro linguistics and macro linguistics and micro linguistics, because there are two different pillars of linguistics. Okay, so let's delve or dive deep into that. So does the animal have language? I think that this is very interesting question because here we are talking about ourselves as human beings, but what about other species? Okay. Thank you, brother. Philip. Hello. Does the animal have language? So when we are talking about this, so we're talking about communication. So is communication confined? Is language confined? Human language confined to us? Is language human specific? Or animals other species, they do have their own way of communication. They have their own languages, okay? About the language, and I've just reminded us of, are we going to teach the language? Or we're going to teach the language and about the language? So there's a big difference, a huge, enormous, significant difference between teach the language and teach about the language, okay? So when you are teaching the language, you are teaching grammar, sentence, semantic, etc. But when you are teaching about the language, so you link it to the vast and broad area of the so-called macro-linguistics. So linguistics or language is just as an interdisciplinary that intersect with other language, other fields, other field of study, okay, other majors, other specialty or specializations like linguistics with psychology. So psycholinguistics, linguistics with anthropology, anthropological linguistics, linguistics with sociology, sociolinguistics, and so on. The definition of the language, design features of language. Yes, and I think that we shed the lights of the design features of the language, or the so-called the arbitrariness of the language, the again, the creativity of the language. What makes human being specific or so unique for human? And we discussed that in George Yule book, The Study of Language, okay? And we talk about these 5 features, arbitrariness, duality. We talk about the so-called arbitrariness, duality, displacement, okay? And we talk about creativity, okay? And there's something in the 50th item, I forgot it, I can't recall it now. But these are 5 mega differences that makes our language, or that make our language so unique and confined to human beings. Then functions of language, and what we are talking about function of language, we do remember the renowned linguist Mark Halliday, right? Halliday and Ruqayya Hassan, the Algerian linguist. They have a book by the name of Cohesion, if I'm not mistaken. Then about linguistics. And here, what I mean by the term about language, so this is related to the language, is totally different from the other interpretation of language and about the language. So just to make it clear, or to make it clearer than crystal. Then when we're talking about linguistics, main branches of linguistics, then important distinctions in linguistics. So here is linguistics, the first one. Linguistics is yes, as you can see here, is simply defined as the study of language. Then what else? Sorry. Sorry, let me just reshare. Yes. And is language human specific? I mean, is unique to us as human being? Do animals have language? That was the same questions that we raised. The definition of language. Language is purely human and non-instinctive method of communicating ideas, emotions, desires by means of voluntarily produced symbols. So this is Sapir, and we have two linguists, Sapir Wolf. I think both of them, they came up with this in their early books in 1920s, I think. Then language is a system of arbitrary vocal symbols which permit all people in a given culture, whatsoever culture, or other people who have learned the system of that culture to communicate or interact. So language is mainly about vocal symbols. So it's only vocal. That's number one. Number two is a system, arbitrary. And this is exactly what Ferdinand de Saussure came up with, the item of signify and signified. So when you say a desk or a table or a ditch, this object and the words. So two different concepts, okay, but they are or for the same object, okay, in different languages. So this kind of arbitrariness. And this is Finocchiaro, I think. Yeah, language is a system of communication by sound, operating through the organs of speech. And here, if we would like to study this among members of a given community and using vocal symbols possessing arbitrary conventional meaning, this Pay 1966. So here, when we say speech, organs of speech, so we have the place of speech, the manner of speech, the place of articulation, the manner of articulation, and maybe later in our upcoming webinars, we will be shedding the lights on phonetics and phonology, starting from Peter Arch to Francis Cattenberg, then Roger Lass, Camilla, and so on, okay? Later, we will be talking about this, inshallah. Language is a system of arbitrary vocal symbols used for human communication. So it's, again, only for human communication. This is the generally accepted definition. This word in 1972. Here is the explanation. So when we are talking about this explanation, the fact that the difference or the different language, the fact that different language have different words, okay, for the same object is a good illustration of the arbitrary nature of language. Exactly like the example that I've just mentioned. When we say a desk, we say desk, or table, we say table, we say table in French, okay, but for the same object, right, that have four legs, right, four-legged object. This is also explain the symbolic nature, okay, something just symbol, okay, symbolic nature of language. Words are just symbols. They are associated with objects, actions, an idea, etc. by convention, okay. Let's take this example. A loss by any other name would smell as sweet from Romeo and Juliet by William Shakespeare. Yes, another explanation, language is vocal because the primary medium is sound for all languages. No matter how well developed their writing systems are, all evidence points to the fact that writing systems came into being much later than the spoken forms, and that they are only attempts to capture sounds and meaning on paper. Children, spoken language, read, write. What if there were no language? I think it's very bold question, right? We are raising a very big question, okay, or question. Again, another question that linked to language.
What language
does
language play in daily life?
Yes, exactly. So does language have a function or have functions? And if a language has a function, what are they? So we will be tackling this. Again, we will be tackling this. And here, as you can see, we have thank you in different languages, right? For example, danke, okay, in German, if I'm not mistaken, thank you in English, shukran in Arabic, shukriya in Urdu, and yes, okay, and we have different languages that I'm not good at them, okay, so we have different we have merci in French, right? Merci.
Yeah, merci in French.
Merci
Gracias.
beaucoup. Merci bien.
Gracias in Spanish.
Yeah, yeah. So there are different ways of saying thank you, right? So this is yeah. Thank you, Alexander. Nagode, yeah, Inagode. Thank you, bro. Thank you. So I think that we're gonna stop here, ladies and gentlemen. If you allow me, we're gonna stop here and we're gonna resume next week. If I am alive, as Celine Dion says, and if I'm dead, God be with me, and God be with us all, right? This is the end of today's webinar. So we're gonna just stop here and we're gonna resume next week. Yes, and I will be more than delighted to have you all here. So let me stop sharing my screen and then we can have a brief discussion of what we talked about. And before we go, there's a game if you are interested in games, because I do believe in so-called hello.
Yeah, we are with you.
Yeah, we do have a game. Thank you. Thank you, Emmanuel. Thank you, bro. We will have just a short quiz or just a game, because I do believe in the so-called edutaining games, like edutainment. Okay, so let's have that, and then by doing so, we can stop our sharing. So this will be for next time, language function. If you can see here, this will be for the next time or next webinar, language functions. Okay, thank you. Let's start our game. That's great. We have 8. So hopefully 7 or 6 of you can join our game. Let's start our game. Yes, here we go. Yes. Can you see my screen? I mean, is my screen visible for all of you?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Okay, so I need only 5 players. If you please, if you can join, just scan this QR code. Okay, brother. I think now we are live, right?
Second.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we are waiting for players to join. So will you please join the game? It's just for 1 minute. It doesn't take long. If you please, could you join? Hello, guys. Hello.
Okay, how do I join?
Yeah. Just scan
I'm
the
using my,
QR
I'm using
code,
my
if you
phone.
please.
I'm using my phone.
Yes. Yeah, you can use your phone. You can use your cell phone.
Okay, I've opened Kahoot.
Okay. Yeah, just the QR
So
code.
it's 7, 5, 6, 3, 4, 3, 7, 6.
Hello, guys. We have 8. Yes. Will you please join? It's gonna be really wonderful. If you can, if you try to join, just scan the QR code or just use the link. You can scan the QR code or you can use the link. There are 2 ways. Either to use the link and then game PIN is 30338756, or just all you need to do is open the QR code in your cell phone and just scan it. The game is going to be about what we talked about right now, what we have just talked about. Is as just a matter of recap. Thank you for this wonderful question. Yes, Emmanuel, thank you. We have 2. So if we got 1, it's going to be fine. Thank you, Coco. Okay, Coca, Muhammad, thank you. Yeah, let's start, or there's someone who is going to join? Can we have another one? Okay, because of time, we're going to start the 3 of us. Let's go here. Yes, here we go. An Intro to Linguistics 8. We got 1 answer, waiting for the others. Come on, guys.
Okay, what is the question?
Yeah, the question is, linguistic symbol is defined as the study of. So the correct answer is study of language, not language in context, not competence, not parole. Can you see the question now?
No, I just see, I've seen questions. I see question there. Where is, then I see shapes.
Dr. Akram.
Yes.
Yeah, when we join.
Okay. Let me just try to do it again. Okay.
We can see
last
only
slide
the
again.
shapes. No.
Okay. Last slide again.
Okay.
Number 3 says, okay.
Yeah, last sign, last just go host or host live.
Where is it? Okay. What is the code again?
Yeah, there's a code. And
yes, what is the code?
Yes, I'm going to share it with you.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, now you can scan the QR code.
71849.
That's wonderful. Come on, guys, come on. We are waiting for more players to come. Hello, can you join? Yes, we are waiting for you, guys. We have 8, so including me. So if we say that there are 7, so if you join 3 or 4, it's gonna be fine. More than wonderful. Now Alexander is in. Thank you. Thank you. And we are waiting for at least 2 or 3. Can you join? Can you please join? Yes, if you please. It's not that difficult. It's just as a matter of recapping. Yes, Mr. Emmanuel, he's in. That's wonderful. Yes, come on, guys, come on. We need only 2 or 3, please. And then we're gonna start right away. Mr. Muhammad.
Yes, Dr. Akram.
Can you try?
I'm trying to join.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to join.
Yeah, you can go at www.kahoot.it and just use this PIN or PIN code.
Okay.
Yeah, there are 2 ways. Either to use your cell phone QR code, or just from this. Hello, guys. Come on. Yeah. Where are you guys? Yes, Dr. Ahmed Babikir, Dr. Awad, and yes, Polina, English Connect or Connect. Yes, that's wonderful. Really awesome. Just waiting for one. If we got one, we're gonna start right. Yes. We immediately going to start. Only one. Come on, guys. Come on. I need actually more than one, but if we got one, it's fine. Yes, who can join? Come on. Only one or two. Yes, you can use, you can go online, www.kahoot.it, and then use this PIN code or PIN code, or just you can scan the QR code. We need only one player, only one, if you please.
Please tell me the link again. I have forgot. Okay, thank you.
Okay, I will send the link again. Yes, in the chat.
I already did the program.
Okay.
Thank you very much for sending me the link.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're most
Oh, it
welcome.
vanished.
Yeah.
It has vanished.
Really?
It has vanished.
Oh, Mr. Manuel.
I can't see it anymore.
Really?
I can't see it anymore.
I'm not so lucky, by the way. So let me
Let's see again.
Okay, now here it is. Thanks.
Yes, welcome. Thank
Okay.
you, Emmanuel.
You likewise.
Yeah. Yes, come on, guys. Only one left. Only one, because it accepts only 3. So we have Polina, Banda, we have English Connect, and we have Awad Ahmed and Ahmed Babikir, all our respectable, high esteemed attendees. If you wish, you can join. If you are interested in games and entertaining games or gamifications. Oh, thank you, Mr. Alexander. Really, we miss you. And I think that we're gonna postpone this game for next time, for next week. Hello? Can you hear me? Hello? Am I audible?
Yeah, Doctor.
Yeah, because we have, owing to having 2 participants or 2 players, I think that we can play or can start the game. So if you just allow me to start next week. It's gonna be way better. What do you think?
Yeah, can.
Okay,
Yeah, I
thank you
think we
for
can
your
start,
time. Thank you for your
next session.
patience. I am more than delighted, by the way. Yeah, thank you. Thanks a lot. Thanks a bunch. And this is gonna be next week. Thank you, Mr. Muhammad and our brother Alexander. Thank you, brothers. I am really indebted for you for your commitment. Hopefully that we're gonna start this game next week. So this game is gonna be just played next week. Yes. Thank you all. Thank you. Just let me stop recording. So yes.